got butter chicken, which is also pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it turns out we did not get a drizzle that we ordered.
That's why I was like, kind of. Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and we're
Neverland Navigation Co.
Your personal guides to everything at Walt Disney World and beyond. And Morgan, where are we today?
We are at Sanaa in Animal Kingdom Lodge.
The beautiful Animal Kingdom Lodge, the backdrop for our journey today, our culinary expedition into Sanaa, where we've got bread service on the way, and I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
Hey, Morgan.
We ate the food.
We ate the food, of course, just like we always do.
We do.
If
That's
there's
our
one
thing.
thing we're going to do at the restaurant, it's eat the food. Yeah. Now, I had only heard about Sanaa because of the bread service.
It's the first thing you hear about.
People talk about the bread service. So they bring out to you, this is how we started our meal, so we'll kind of start here. They bring out to you this basket of different naan bread, and there's 5 different varieties of naan.
Right.
And they bring out this tray of like assorted, you know, sauces and dip for your naan, and it ranges from like, how does it go?
It goes from spicy, and then you go up to kind of like middle, and then you go to sweet.
Yeah, it's like spicy, mild, sweet, and it's like
all these different varieties.
And
with
one of the
different
naans
flavors.
is spicy, and one is garlicky, and one is plain,
and one is ginger. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you get to have this fun experience where you're pairing the different flavors of the naan breads with the different little dips and chutneys and things. And wow,
it was so fun and really good.
Yeah, not only are each of these dips like really high quality and interesting flavor profiles, but also like it's like a fun game of like
what's going to be the best pairing.
And as you try each thing, you try a new combination. It's like trying it again for the first time.
Right, and these are probably a lot of flavors that you might not be familiar with.
Right.
If, you know, yeah.
It kind of extends outside of the normal flavor palette of, you know, maybe standard Disney park food.
Yes.
But it is African cuisine with an Indian twist.
Yeah. What was your favorite?
My favorite? Oh boy, we tried a lot of things. Honestly, of the
dips.
Oh, that's so hard.
It is so hard. I put them on the spot.
That chutney, that fruity chutney, was really, really
the one
good.
that was thinner.
Yeah,
yeah, I loved that one too.
It was almost like a glaze or something that you would put on like a baked good.
Yeah,
but it was very fruity.
I think it had dates,
floral,
which is like nature sugar.
Delicious, absolutely.
Yeah, that one was really good. I really love the hummus. I know that's kind of a basic one, but it was really well made.
That's probably the one that a lot of people go for because hummus, I guess, is more familiar of the flavors there.
Yes.
But this was like a red pepper hummus, and it was delicious. And we also got kind of adventurous in some of the things that we ordered from the entree menu.
Kind of.
So I got the chicken tandoori, which is, you know, a pretty standard, you know,
Indian dish. Yeah, and we got butter chicken, which is also pretty standard.
Yeah. So it turns out we did not get a drizzle that we ordered.
That's why I was like, kind of. I mean, we chose kind of some of the more safe options.
Yeah.
The butter chicken came with a chickpea wat side, which said that it was like a stew.
Yeah.
I loved that on the menu there was a glossary of terms. That way, if you're not familiar, like I didn't know what wat was.
Yeah, and some people may be intimidated by cuisine they're not super familiar with. If you're not someone who eats Indian cuisine or has African-inspired food often, you know what I mean? Like I don't know a lot of people who do.
Right.
And you know, our particular group of human beings. But the Indian food, a lot of people are super familiar with, so they've got the staples on there.
But some aren't. So yeah.
So not only that, but it's also got this glossary on the side that kind of explains what these dishes are.
I appreciated that so much.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we guess, you know what I mean? And
and
that's fun too, but this made it, this made it a little safer.
Absolutely. So we kind of knew what we were getting into a little bit.
What was your favorite?
It's close for me between, I really unexpectedly really enjoyed the butter chicken.
Yeah.
I made myself, I got a little piece of pita from the starter, from the bread service.
Right.
And I got that delicious, perfectly cooked rice. And I got some of that chicken and the delicious butter chicken sauce. And I made myself a little like non-taco.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good.
That's probably the way to do it.
The combination of textures was like, so
their butter chicken was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really
the sauce was
a surprising runaway. And I really enjoyed the tandoori chicken as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a similar thing to what I just described, except you don't have to build it yourself.
It comes like that.
Yeah, it's like they take all the work out of it.
It looks like you could pick it up like a taco, like an overstuffed taco, but I don't think that.
It was like a really high pile of chicken. They did not skimp on the chicken,
a lot of
so
stuff.
It might have been messy to eat, but
we did a knife and a fork.
Yeah, I had success eating it like a pizza when I cut it up like a.
And then picked it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a pita, and it's got the tandoori chicken on it, and it's got some delicious sauces on it as well, like yogurt-based sauces. The sauce was so good.
Yeah.
You know, sauce is really like, if you're not marinating your meat or you're not heavily coating something with seasoning, sauce is the key to the flavor.
I think sauce is always like the most important part of an entree to me.
We did the tandoori chicken, we did the butter chicken, we did an order of samosas, which are an appetizer on the menu.
Yeah.
And then we also did their burger, because we always want to try something for, you know, maybe the less adventurous eater in your group. A lot of people are coming with kids, obviously.
Yes. And they do have a kids meal section, which has a little bit more kind of basic flavors. But even if you're somebody that likes more, doesn't stray too far from your comfort.
Familiar favorites.
This was a burger that had goat cheese on it, so it still had some things that made it.
And some kind of like yogurty type of like sauce, which is like a real staple in Indian cuisine.
Right, so yogurt. It was still kind of like an Indian.
Yeah, it's like, well, you're not gonna get away from the like experience here, you know what I mean? But it is like, the base of it is a little bit
more what you're used to, maybe.
What was your favorite of the entrees?
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy because I really love all kinds of different cuisines, but my favorite thing here was actually the burger.
Wasn't that really surprisingly good?
Surprisingly good. I don't even normally like hamburgers that much. I find them kind of basic, but this one was crazy juicy. We ordered it medium, and then that goat cheese. I love goat cheese, and that flavor really shined through.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll pair a burger here in not this restaurant, but in Disney, a burger with like a fun cheese, but then you don't really taste the cheese.
Right.
But that goat cheese, you could really, you know, it's a strong cheese flavor. Yeah. You could really taste it. The sauce on it, you could really taste. The ratio was
good. The ratio of sauce to meat to like bun, like it was a perfectly constructed thing.
I mean,
to let the goat cheese shine, but also like to highlight the quality of the beef in the burger. Like I was surprised by how good the burger was.
I really expected to be like, okay, it's a burger. You know what I mean?
You know, gotta try it.
I had to try it, but it was my favorite entree, and I was very surprised. One of the best burgers I've had in a really long time.
Yeah. So we also got with our meal, we got this like fresh pressed coffee.
Oh yeah, Kenyan coffee, right?
Yeah, and oh my gosh, I thought it was really delicious.
It was so good.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be so great.
So the pressed pot of coffee gives you, I think she said 3.5 kind of cups worth of coffee,
which they press at the table for you.
Yeah. So it's kind of an experience.
Yeah.
We had a party of 4, so we got 2 of those, and then that way we each had like 2 cups of coffee.
We're doing it early lunch, so it's definitely coffee time. But yeah, it was really. It
was lovely.
It was a really great, like that and the bread service. I don't know. I just felt like that was like such an elegant, beautiful start to our meal.
Absolutely.
Really puts you in a good mood for, you know, the rest of your dining experience.
Yeah.
Speaking of being in a good mood, the location itself is actually beautiful. At Sanaa. It's in the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
In the Kidani.
In the Kidani Village. And we got a lovely table.
By a window.
And if you're lucky enough to be sat by a window, then you get a really great view of
I would say at least half the tables in the restaurant, you get a pretty good view. And the others are still nice because you've got the nice decoration, but you can walk by there and see the animals. I mean, we had an animal just like a few feet away from us for part of our meal. That was cool.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, it kind of has this Serengeti type overview situation where you can look out and see all of these awesome animals, sometimes from your hotel room.
Right.
But even if you don't have a Serengeti view room, you can kind of get that experience. If you get, you know, a decent seat at Sanaa, then you can kind of look out and see all the animals.
And if you come here for a meal, you can also walk around and see the animals. Yeah. So it's a bonus.
Yeah, it's really, this is one of my favorite resorts to just visit, even if I'm not staying here. Because first of all, it's decorated beautifully.
It's gorgeous.
It's so authentic and immersive. But beyond that, there's so much to see in terms of not only the theming on the inside, but the animals on the outside. It's like, it's such a cool way to spend your afternoon.
Viewing locations. So yeah, absolutely.
And they're about to get ready for Christmas here.
Yeah.
And they do one of my favorite Christmas decorating jobs.
Yeah, the Christmas tree here is beautiful.
Yeah. So
well, at JAMBO House, which is next door.
Yeah. So we got to take that in during, you know, our meal, and then we wrapped up our meal with some desserts.
Yeah. We got the dessert. What did you say? It was seasonal. It's not always on the menu.
Right.
That was like kind of like a candy bar.
Yeah, it's a milk chocolate bar is what she called it.
But it had all kinds of
makes it sound like it's just a Hershey's bar, but it was not that. It was like a candy bar.
Right, with different layers.
With different layers and fillings and things. And then we also got the butterscotch pudding.
Right, which did not taste like butterscotch at all.
So the desserts here actually, most of this meal surprised me in a really good way. Yeah. These actually kind of surprised me in a little bit of a disappointing way.
Yeah.
Because when you hear butterscotch, you expect a certain thing. This to me was like bitter.
Yeah, it didn't taste butterscotch to me at all. I love butterscotch.
I enjoyed that it had some essence of the warmer spices that you get in a lot of Indian cuisine. So I appreciated that. But there was really no sweetness on the other end to kind of balance it out, even in the biscotti that comes with it.
Right.
So for me, it was all just a little bit bland or bitter. It just didn't hit the notes I was hoping for.
Yeah, it was pretty. They were pretty. They were both pretty. But I
enjoyed the chocolate bar
more. It was
more.
my least favorite part. Yeah.
Yeah, the butterscotch specifically, or dessert in general?
Dessert in general, but the butterscotch was my least favorite of the two. So
the milk chocolate bar for me was a little bit better because there were some of I would get a bite that had some different fillings, and I was like, that bite was really where it's at.
Right.
But unfortunately, it wasn't that every bite was successful. So for me, the desserts were a little wishy-washy. Maybe we order a different dessert next time and see if there's a better one.
The triple chocolate one seemed like it would have been a little safer, but we try not to do everything
we wanted
safe.
Something adventurous.
Yeah.
So but overall, I definitely think that the food, like the dining experience in general, I was super happy with.
I would definitely come back.
Oh, absolutely back, for sure. The ambiance itself is just awesome, but then the quality of the food and the variety of flavor, get out of town. It's so good.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to rate Sanaa?
Yeah.
All right, so on a scale of 1 to 5 non-breads, what are we thinking about for the location and transportation accessibility of Sanaa?
3.5?
It's gonna lose some points here because unfortunately it's located in Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is a gorgeous resort.
Beautiful.
But it is in like the far mysterious quarters of Walt Disney World, and it's not easily accessible. The Skyliner monorail, it's got no public kind of transportation other than bus.
You have to take a bus, and you have to take a bus from
or drive. If you have a car.
If you have a car, then come out here. If you've got a lot of time, come out here. If you're on a vacation where
if it's your Animal Kingdom day, maybe this is a great way to start your Animal Kingdom day.
But if let's say you're staying at Pop Century, you would have to bus to Animal Kingdom or even Epcot or Hollywood Studios or whatever, and then take a bus from there to here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a pain. So I do love the location. So if you're driving, for sure, although it will add time. So if you don't have a lot of time, it might not work. But if you do have the time, or you're driving or you're local or whatever, then yes.
Yeah, it just doesn't have all the convenience that some of the other options have.
Right.
So what are we thinking about when we're talking about ambiance here at Sanaa? Out of 5 non-breads, what are we thinking?
4.
I'm thinking 4, yeah. It's really well themed.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the views.
Absolutely.
But it's not I can't do 5 unless it's like a completely immersive, like Space 220 kind of situation.
Like next level, yeah.
If you've got Space 220 as your ambiance competitor, that makes it a little harder.
Yeah.
But it is gorgeous here.
There are some, there are some things that they really kind of choose to go next level above and beyond on. This
Even
one's not
sci-fi,
quite
yeah.
there, but as far as like traditional theming goes, this is, I would say, the best of the best,
Oh, yeah.
in terms of like, you've got this beautiful Serengeti view and
Yeah.
you've got this amazing decorating. Like, I prefer that to like the manufactured ambiance, but that, there's some stiff competition. So I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy with a 4 here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the ambiance.
I did
here.
too. I did
Even
too.
more so than like an Ohana Castle View situation. The animated living, animals
Yeah.
like providing, these incredible views for you. It just really wraps you up in the environment.
Yeah.
Love that. So
What's next?
should we talk about the quality of the food?
Quality of food.
The-
5.
The quality of the food is 5.
Yeah.
Now, the desserts, they weren't our favorites. They
Right.
weren't to our palates, but honestly,
But I would round up to a 5 still.
I would still round up to a 5. And for the desserts, I would almost say it was just a case of expectation versus reality.
Mhm.
You hear butterscotch, you think a certain thing, and hey, that is what it is. But I would say overall, the quality of the ingredients and the preparation of the food, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Definitely
Lots
worth
of
coming back.
flavor.
Yeah. All right, last category here, and this is a big one that factors in a lot, value.
Value.
Out of 5, what are we thinking for the value? Now this, I will say, right off the top, you pay like $20 for the bread service.
21. Yeah.
$21 for the bread service, and for entrees, you're floating somewhere between the mid-20s to 30s.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. The burger was like 20 or 21, but then the butter chicken was like 30 something.
Yeah. So that's a 2-parter. You get the
Mhm.
you get the butter chicken, and then we got the chickpea dish,
Right. The
which
desserts
was
were 9. I would say this is kind of on the low end of price wise for Disney.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think I would go 4.
I would also say a 4 because you're not getting, an unbelievable, shocking, great quality food at a low price, but you're getting every cent of your money's worth when it comes to getting, quality food.
And that bread service was enough for all 4 of us
Yeah.
to get to try everything at least once, a
I
couple
think
of times.
we also probably even ordered more food than we maybe even had to.
Yeah.
We tried more things than we had to, and I still think when we got the bill, I said, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So you do get a decent value here as well.
Yeah.
All
So-
right, Morgan, let's wrap up our feelings about Sanaa. What are we thinking? Are we thinking this is a must-do thing for Animal Kingdom goers? Are we thinking this is something that you might want to visit if you're looking for something a little bit more adventurous?
I feel like this is like BOMA for me, where
Mhm.
if this were in Animal Kingdom, I would call it a must-do.
Ugh.
Unless you're a pass holder, that makes it so much harder. So for pass holders, yes, must do. You know what I mean? If you're local, you're driving, must do. If you're not, it's still definitely worth coming to
If
check
you're
out.
staying here, absolutely,
Oh gosh,
you
if
should
you're
do
staying
it.
here,
But also,
100%. Just
we-
like I said for BOMA.
yeah, if you've got a family and you are exhausted doing a full day in the park and you need to take a park break, which is something that we can kind of recommend for people, is
I definitely
you're
think
going to enjoy your day more. You might feel like you're not getting the every cent value out of your day by taking a break. I promise you are.
Yeah,
because
you are. The
You're
resorts
going
are
to
amazing.
enjoy your day so much more if you're rested and you're feeling like you're on a vacation, and the resorts are incredible to be in and visit. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for a break on your Animal Kingdom day, ding ding ding, this might be a really good option
Yeah.
if you want to escape for lunch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This resort has like some of the best restaurants.
Yeah. It's really, we recently reviewed BOMA here in the JAMBO house, the other half of this resort, and it was great. It's definitely
Amazing.
recommended
That
from
was
us.
we tried it for breakfast.
So for Animal Kingdom Lodge, we're 2 for 2
Yeah.
on really delicious dining options, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got our annual pass discount, which helped us to knock a couple bucks off that food. So
Takes
we
the
were really
tax
happy
off.
about it takes the tax off. So we're happy about that.
Yeah.
And overall, I think we can safely say that we really enjoyed our Sanaa experience.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this video. If you'd like to see more of our reviews from around Walt Disney World, then you should absolutely subscribe to our channel and
That
like
helps
this
us
video.
out so much.
Yeah, we would really appreciate your subscription.
Yeah.
Not only that, you can also follow us online at Neverland Navco on Instagram and Twitter, and they can also buy some really amazing Disney shirts like this one and that one. And where can they find that, Morgan?
That is on Etsy, Neverland Navigation. You can also find us at neverlandnavigation.co. that has links to everything that we do, and including the blog that I write.
Yeah, and we also have, last thing I promise, a podcast. The podcast
Most
is
important thing.
Never-
I love the podcast.
I love the podcast too. Neverland Navigation Radio. We have such a fun time just sitting down for an hour
Just
and picking
talking.
a Disney topic apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on our next adventure.
Bye.
So
Does that make sense?
it was some type
Okay. Sorry.
of, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Hold on, beeping.
We're gonna hold for the beep. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know why I said bye. See you inside.